Right, we should be live.
Yeah, I think so.
We are?
Yeah, it says live.
Okay, hello. Live. Right. Hi, everyone. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. It's a bit daunting. I'm not going to lie. It's a bit daunting. But we all know what we're here for. So, but thank you.
Maybe let some more people come in.
Yeah. Thank you, CJ, Laurie, and Jura for sharing it out. I really appreciate you. And just thank you everyone who's come in. I don't want to let me get chat up. Hi CJ. Hi Megan VR. Hey Jude. Tracy Britton. Hi Delaney. Chicken
hi
Feet
Tracy.
Hi Tracy. Hi Zero Jules.
Yeah, thanks Zero Jules for coming. Yeah.
Get it off top chat.
Yeah, CJ, I think we will, I think
Yeah, definitely. It's just, I've only ever been on a couple of panels. And I had no intention of actually starting a channel. So, but obviously shit needs to be said. So,
yeah.
So yeah. Hi Laurie. Yeah. Hi Flower Pot. Thank you, Megan.
Yeah, I think if we start with the
Hi Diz.
yeah. Hi Diz. Swoop.
Yeah, so obviously we know what this is all about. This is all about replaying many, many lives. And I think, most people know the backstory, but it does need going over again because obviously what she's been doing lately on here, I think it's opened a lot of other people's eyes to her bullshit. And the whole thing a few weeks ago about the CPR and the heart attack and lying about that, it's just a step too far. And she's carried on bringing us up. We've tried to just we stepped away from her. It's literally a year ago this month we stepped away from her. And she does keep bringing us up. It's always, and those 3 mods that left me, and because I refuse to go real life, and which I just want to say, hi Jill, hi Gemma. I did see you. I saw you in her comments on her last live, and she got a bit flustered with the questions you were asking her. So
yeah, 3 to 4 minutes for an ambulance to arrive in the UK. Yeah, not 2 hours or anything.
No, but she's lied about this sort of stuff to us before privately. When we were in that group last year, there was a lot of times that there would be a big dramatic hospital visit, or people getting nicked for attempted murder and then getting bailed on a Saturday, which never happens. There was just a lot. And then when obviously when we found out about the murderer, Dave, and I do just want to say there's no one's blocked on this channel apart from him. He is the only person blocked because he doesn't get to have a voice over here.
No, and it's not safe. Sorry.
No. I know he's got an alt that is very obviously him, but that's blocked as well. But no one else is blocked. Oh, hi, Savannah. Hi, Blissful.
Yeah, and I think what's happened, like what we've seen the past week, is that her mods that, you know, just recently, they're reaching out to us saying that they've clocked certain things. So it's not like she's even changed her behaviour, or, you know, she's just got worse and worse.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm sure, you know, I'm sure they'll hear things and it'll ring, you know, I'll be like, oh yeah, she's done that shit to us. Because she, you know, this, even a year ago, this isn't her first time of, you know, lying and trying to get money and all that shit. She did that even before us. She did that before she even had a channel.
Yeah,
Um, so, but she's just, she's got, I think she's got cocky where she thought people were believing her. So then
yeah,
the lies got more extravagant.
yeah. And I think Tracy's comment is what we're gonna cover that, like
Hmm.
why she's begging with full benefits and a husband. It
It's ridiculous, you know, and she's begging for petrol money to an emergency dentist. It's just,
yeah,
it's fucking ridiculous.
yeah.
Um,
And the whole dentist story, it was changing at the weekend. So on the Saturday, she needed it quickly by lunchtime. Then when I looked, it was like 8 o'clock at night. She was asking, still didn't get the money. So Sunday. Now, for everyone to, like, in the American audience, she could never get an emergency dentist past 2, I would say past 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
no,
So her even making those posts for a Saturday evening to Sunday is just not possible. There's no emergency dentist in the
you know,
UK for that
no,
time. No. And if you are that much in pain, you fucking walk.
you would get the bus, get your husband to give you a lift, get you one of, you know, she's got grown up kids, get one of them to take her. YouTube shouldn't be, that's not what YouTube's for. And
No.
yeah, Country Joe, I did just see, yeah, she did ask Granny's mods for money way back before she had a channel. There
Yeah.
was something, I don't know the full details, but yeah, there was something where she was trying to get money out of people over there.
Yeah.
Um,
She would change the story with us. She was always like the victim that Jess just had it out for her and blah, 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 blah.
and she, you know, she'd say that she threw a wrench back at Jess, and I'm sure that didn't happen. I'm sure Jess took a wrench. Um, and it was just bullshit from her.
Yeah, well, I've got something new for you. Well, the reason why we're not calling any of them out is because we don't really care about them. So replay, you know, quite clearly she's a fucking piece of shit. So we're calling her out.
And this is something that, you know, we had a personal relationship with her. We were in a group chat with her and three other people.
Yeah,
And you know, that group chat, when that group chat first started, you know, we were in there all the time. Like we would say good morning, good night every night, and everything in
yeah,
between. And you know, she was. I stupidly let my guard down with her, with the group in general. Um, I'd never been in a mod chat before, and you know, you hear obviously everyone says on YouTube, "Oh, mod chats with the devil." But you think,
yeah,
oh, it's all right. It's only five of us in there. You know, it's just a small group of people. Um, and I did let my guard down, and we spoke. You know, we
yeah,
yeah. So this is for her now to continue and to continue to lie about us, about how everything came out about Dave, all of it, and for her to continue to still talk about it and think that
yeah,
we're just going to sit back quietly. It's not fucking happening anymore. This
yeah.
has gone on for too long now.
I mean, she she knew, and she was raring to go regarding the Dave situation.
Hmm.
She was gonna go for his fucking throat. She had a chat. who the fuck is Dave? She was gonna go for him regardless. I mean, there was really threatening fucking messages, voice messages, and out of nowhere she talks to Craft, and then she changes, and we have this long conversation with, you know, it's, she would say one thing and give it her all, be really mouthy, like she was fucking, you know, she was so big and tough. And then when it came to actually acting or using her brain, she just fucking, she's got nothing.
Right.
And
You know, when that all came out about Dave, when we first all found, well, it was me in London that found out, and we questioned him. A lot of things weren't making sense. We managed to get dates out of him by asking certain questions and, you know, trying to pretend like we care in certain things we fucking didn't. But we managed to get enough out of him to then go and look into him and find out what the fuck had happened. Because we knew something was like really off. Now we went to her as soon as we found out. We went to replay, and she was like, "Oh my god, this is terrible," and she was like London just said, she was all up for going for him. You know, she was leaving voice notes in there. I've taken his fucking wrench. I've told him he can't be trusted. I'll go live about him every night. He can do, you know, really, like, you know, that big hard replay that she plays.
yeah,
So and it was replay who found the court documents on the case mine.
yeah.
It was
And
her that found them,
yeah,
and
and
she
she
put
put
them in
them
the
in the
group.
chat.
She put them in the group. We knew he'd murdered someone, his wife, partner, but she found the case on it, and she put them in our group chat. And then we had the thing is, around this time, just before this, there was a lot of other things that we were catching her in lies, and we did, like, I made excuses for her, but it was building up, and then obviously this happened. She's going to go at Dave. She's going to fuck him off. She's taking his wrench, all that shit. And then we had a phone call with her, and she had spoken to him. And
Yeah,
she said, I've just spoken to him. And it was 27 years ago. And she went to say she was going to forgive him. Oh, I lost my shit with her on this phone call. And then
yeah,
she changed her tune again. That she was going to call him out for it. And then now this was the time when LMP went up on Kim and Craft and said there's a murder in the community. Then
yeah.
Sarah's hand was forced, and she scheduled a live. But even, sorry, backtrack a little bit. Before this, me and London had gone to her and said there's certain people that need to know. They need to know
Yeah,
because they're close with him, like Jura, Sagacious. You know, they needed to know. Obviously,
yeah,
Sarah didn't bother to fucking tell anyone. But just around that time, Sarah was making excuses then why she couldn't go live. You know, her Wi-Fi was out, and just lies, because she was speaking to him, obviously telling him one thing, and she's speaking to us and telling us something completely different.
yeah,
So
yeah,
when it all came out, she at first she went crying over to Sally Ann's.
yeah, yeah. Definitely, she did.
She put in Sally Ann's chat. I remember her putting, I put 3 of my mods in a dangerous situation. I'm going to go live. She scheduled a live for 1 a.m. I think it was one
Yeah,
early hours in the morning. And then she unscheduled it. And then after that, she changed her tune a bit, and then she started getting, because obviously at that point we were like, now we've washed our hands of you. This is, you know, you're lying to us. You're not
yeah,
doing what you said you're going to do.
yeah. And in that phone call, I said to her, "You don't fucking say anything about us, and we won't say anything about you." And the
Mm-hmm.
first thing she did was get off the phone and start saying about the mods, and she's going to address the situation, blah blah blah. So if we then call her out in the fucking chat as subs, why is she even mentioning us on panel all the fucking time? Not giving us a link, not doing anything to give us a say. She rage quit her own live twice when we got up on the panel. She can't confront anyone. Like, she cunts people off constantly. Doesn't ever drop a link to discuss the situation. And never gets anything dealt with. It's all in, she's nothing. She has no content. And all she had this dream to just keep going at CJ.
Yeah.
And then mentioning us, then go an LMP fucking jumping on panels and keep going on and on and on. And thank fuck she's fucked off, because she's just a piece of shit. And she is so, anyone that now is in contact with LMP, fucking run, because you can't trust her. You've seen exactly what she's done the weekend. You cannot trust that piece of fucking shit.
No, she went. Listen, she went back to Sarah. She went back to Dave. And we've said this when we've been up on Laurie's panel and Jura's panel about her. We spent hours on the phone to her, hours, wasted my fucking time, and for her to go back, even not so much Sarah, but for her to go back to Dave, I never want to be around someone like that, because when all this first happened, she was very vocal about how she was disgusted with Dave. She was scared of him, all that shit. And now there she is. She went back to him. She went back to Sarah as well. So she can't cry now.
No.
Now that now they've all found out Sarah lied about a heart attack. She can't cry now. She knew exactly what she was going back to.
I know exactly. And when she was in the chat, she wasn't calling it out at the time. None of them did. None of them were saying, well, hang on, you've changed the story about this. How can you be in a side room and you can't even hear anything? Your obs are not being done. None of them fucking asked the question.
See, that's been my frustration this whole year of, this going on. When I have watched her lives, and I've watched some of her lives, because you do, when someone's talking about you, well, for me anyway, I like to know what they're fucking saying. So I have listened to some of her lives. And it drives me mad, because she'll start a live and within 5 minutes you've caught her in 3 fucking lies. But no one in her chat calls her out for it. Even, when the other month when she had all that electricity, she'd emailed TT for money, and she said her electric was going to get cut off, and then she couldn't get onto you. All of that shit. We went up on Laurie's panel, and she wouldn't have got her electricity cut off in the UK. It wouldn't happen.
No.
She was barefaced fucking lying, and now people know what she was. Other people have come out and said, oh yeah, well, she was emailing me for money, and she was emailing this person for money. And it's
exactly.
I don't know why people didn't call her out sooner.
I don't.
She's putting up fake receipts for a mobile phone that got fixed. You could see the date had been changed on the receipt.
Yeah.
And then she's putting up, she puts up community posts, oh, her son smashed up her phone, she needs a new phone. And then it's gone. And then, and then she'll sit, this is what irritates me, she'll sit on her live and she'll say, I'm not scamming anyone, I'm just putting my PayPal link up. You are scamming people. Listen, a lot of people put their PayPal links up. That's not. But when you're telling people that you need money for things that aren't happening,
yeah, exactly.
That's you scamming people. And it's like she tries to dodge it, because she'll say, well, I haven't made, she hasn't made a specific fund. It doesn't matter. She's scamming people. She's putting these things on a community post. Now we know she's been emailing people privately with all her what she needs money for.
Yeah.
So she has been scamming people.
And the sub stories.
And she really showed everyone her true colours the other week when she put up that legal fund. It was only up for like 24 hours or whatever. and
Yeah.
that an alt commented on it, Elon alt, and he clearly said, I'll have to ask my dad for money because I'm autistic and I have seizures, but I'll ask my dad and I'll give you some money. Now she commented under his comment and she said thank you, and then she put her fucking PayPal link.
Yeah.
Now I don't care if he gave her money or not. She was willing to take it. She didn't comment under that and be like, actually no, I keep your money, it's fine, don't worry. Straight away, thank you, and here's my fucking PayPal link.
Yeah.
So she showed everyone that she was going to take money off a vulnerable person.
Yeah, because with the Discord like 2 years ago, she kept saying that she had been in hospital just before Christmas, and then all the mods from Granny's were more or less throwing money at her. And then when she was questioned on it, then all of a sudden she was the victim, and then she said that it was a set up on the panel. And I never heard this line where she admits it. And she just was, she would change the story a lot, wouldn't she, with that whole.
Oh, there were so many different stories
Yeah.
about all that. You know, she said that she'd thrown a wrench back at you, Jess, twice or something, and you know, she she never she never owned anything. It was always someone else's fault. It was never her.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And we clocked from all the, she'd be on a live and then all of a sudden she'd have to quickly come off because of some emergency. And it was the most dramatic emergency, like fucking hell. Like her son had run out of petrol or been arrested or
It was one thing after another. I used to joke like privately with London and be like, oh my God, there's going to be an earthquake and it'll only affect her house. You know, there was always some big drama and why she couldn't go live, but she'd be in that group chat with us, and she'd be, oh, I'm going to go live about CJ every night and I'm going to make her fucking cry. You know, I'm going to go at
yeah,
this person, I'm going to go at that person. She never fucking did any of it. And I know she'd have been doing that about us in the last year and other people that, you know, now that
yeah,
a lot of other people have fallen out with her as well. But she never acted on it. You know, she had a lot, she had a lot of talk, but she no action.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And
But
it,
she couldn't call people out because then the truth would come out. That's the thing. If she'd have called Jess out, then Jess could have responded and just said, well, no. So, but privately, she'd, you know,
yeah, yeah, behind the scene, like we was getting the habit of she'd always call people out, but not, and then say she's going to do a live on them. Never did, never did. And we'd be all up for it. We'd like change our, you know, her mods must find that all the time. That she'd say, oh, she's going live, and then fucking disappears. And she she would then, within a couple of days after, would have some emergency
but
or
you see,
reason.
even if, right, my point is, even if that Elon is a troll, and I'm sure they are, but even if she was still
That was a
willing
classic setup.
to take money off a vulnerable adult, whether
Yeah,
he's really, do you know what I mean? She showed herself, and see how quick she deleted it when she got called out. Because that's what she does with everything. You know, she puts up these community posts for all these different things, and then she can't stand by her own words because it's all bullshit, all of
yeah,
it.
yeah. Because that obviously, like the way what that post was worded, like being vulnerable, and you know having to ask the dad for money, it was a classic setup. She
Mm-hmm.
fucking fell for it, and me
Yeah,
and Solo are blocked from that account. When that person goes into any chat, we can't see them.
never spoken to him in my life,
Yeah,
but suddenly we're both blocked. But that's happened with others as well.
yeah, yeah. And
now she's got these two alts, this Night Shadow and this ICU.
yeah,
Obviously, one's her and one's Dave. It's obvious he fucked up in one of their community posts when he put Summer as the ICU alt that only someone who had been in our mod chat would have known.
yeah, exactly.
And there was 5 of us in that mod chat, and so me and London aren't the alt. That only leaves replace him and Craft that would know. And he called me a smackhead the other night. He left a comment calling me a smackhead, and I'm sure it's something about I've been involved in illegal activity. Like, really? Coming from a fucking convicted murderer, you're talking about me being involved in illegal activity? And then he come in the chat earlier when I scheduled it, calling me a smackhead again under that alt. So it's obviously him.
Yeah,
And she's obviously the Night Shadow. But it's pathetic that that's what it's come to, that she's got to talk to herself in her fucking community post to try and,
yeah,
get people to support her.
Yeah. And
But all this about this heart attack, this is what's really, the two lives she did on the Saturday, the first live she did, the 12-minute live, she was in A&E and she had her camera on, you just saw her legs. And then she did a second live on the Saturday evening for an hour and 45 minutes. And she said she was in a side room in the hospital. Now, she's now saying that she didn't do that live on the Saturday night from hospital. She is now saying that live was done on the Sunday night when she got home. Now, I'm not the only person who heard that fucking live and heard what she said. A lot of us heard it. But she's even, she's trying to now say that we're all wrong. She said she was in her side room. She'd had a suspected heart attack. It's her that used all this. She said her husband had given her CPR, and he had given her CPR, and she had fractured 2 ribs. It's bullshit. None of that happened. There's no way if she had fractured 2 ribs. There's no way she'd have been shouting on YouTube on the Saturday night.
no.
You can't. It hurts to breathe when you fucking crack your ribs, let alone shout.
Yeah,
And
the laughing, like in the second one, she was laughing a lot, and she spent more time talking. So there's no way that she would have been able to do that at all.
no, and now what she's changed her story now. So the first live she did, the 12-minute one, she was, when I listened to it, because she was in a side room on A&E, and she was very careful what language she used in that 12-minute one. She never actually said CPR. She said her husband brought her back. And because there's doctors and nurses like literally right outside, because you're just in like a cubicle thing. And then there's like a doctors and nurses station in the middle. So she was having to be careful what she said. But she was alluding to he'd given her CPR. Now she'd been taken into hospital in the UK. If she'd been found unresponsive, had to have CPR and be taken to the hospital, she wouldn't have gone into A&E. They'd have put her straight into resus.
Yeah.
She would have been hooked up to all different kinds of monitors, heart monitors. They wouldn't have just done an ECG twice. So,
and it's like the story of her daughter finding her in the bed with her lips blue was one live. Another live was that she was making her daughter breakfast in the kitchen when she fainted, and then her lips were turning blue, and her daughter asked the other husband for help. She constantly changes the fucking story and then takes down the live so no one can call her out on it. But she forgets people actually fucking heard it.
That's all she's got to do to clear all this up about when she went live. Put the fucking 2 lives back up. put the 12-minute one up and put the fucking hour and 45-minute one up, and then that'll clear it all up where she was and when she did that live.
Yeah.
But she won't do it because she's fucking lying.
And when she said that whole stream was enough is enough, she weren't blocking anyone, blah, blah, blah. Why were we the ones fucking blocked? She even said no one was going to be blocked. We couldn't go in there. Like, I couldn't even leave a comment. But yet she was coming over to Solo's community page and threatening because I made a joke about going through the messages, and bang, she didn't fucking like that. Oh, if you show any messages, I'm going to get the police involved.
She can fucking try. If we're gonna show them messages, it'd have been done a long time ago. And no, I'm not going to show them, but I can tell people exactly what was in them because I listened to some of them again the last couple of days, and I'd forgotten just how hard she was prepared to go at Dave when it all came out about him. And she was, yeah, she wanted to go at him hard, and then it all changed, and suddenly it was all right that he'd murdered someone.
Yeah. And then
But
now, and that whole the whole year she has been saying that she did nothing wrong. The only thing she did wrong was say she would not go real life on him, and that's why we acted the way we did, and that is fucking bullshit.
And I'm not having this about this going real life on him. In my opinion, you can't calling Dave out for being a murderer. It's not going real life in the way that she's saying it's going real life. People had a right to fucking know who they sat with in a chat. And the fact that he was trying to I've said this so many times, he was trying to make friendships with women and take them relationships offline. People had a fucking right to know what he's done. So when every time she says, "Oh, I just refuse to go real life," it's not real life in the context of, "Oh, we went real life on him." People had a fucking right to know.
Exactly. And not only that, but the fucking weird stuff he would say in the chats. He was racist, he was sexy, he was fucking weird.
That's why we started questioning him, because of all the weird shit. You know, he was obsessed, like constantly putting links in for murders and shit that had happened in the UK. And it's like, once we knew, like, oh, no.
Yeah, exactly. And then to then go for him, suddenly fucking flip flop, then change, and then what? We're the ones that did wrong, and then not let us, never have it out with us. It's like, what the fuck? And then you get people sort of, her new mods that after a while they were questioning, well, why isn't she letting them up on panel? Well, it's a shame their voices weren't a bit louder.
Well, yeah. I went in her chat. She lied about that. I went in her chat, I don't know, weeks ago, a couple of months ago. And I knew I was blocked because all year she's been blocking me and unblocking me. And I was blocked. So I went in on a different account, but as solo MCFC. And I knew that account wasn't blocked. And I went in and said, "Come on, drop the link. Let's get this fucking, let's have it out." And she pretended she didn't see it. She read the comment above mine. And then one of her mods put in capitals, "Solo wants the link." And she pretended she didn't see that as well.
Yeah.
Because she won't. That live she did the other day saying, "Oh, enough is enough," and people come out. I ain't going over there now. And I'm not going to gain anything speaking to her because all she does is lie. She's never going to admit. She's never going to admit to any of this because if she admits to one thing, then everything else falls apart. So she's just going to dig her heels in. So what's the point in even going over there and having a conversation with her?
One, you can't even understand the cunt because she can't even work out what accent she's got. It's either Nottingham, Northern, or a bit of London thrown in with ancient slang, or she's using. You just don't even understand what she is saying, what her message is, or there's nothing to get from her. Now, we joined when she had that true crime, when she was actually shown the trials. So there was, you know, that content and having a laugh. And then she took over with that laptop that I would say Jill bought most of it.
Yeah. But that
And
laptop that she was screaming weeks ago when she asked TT when she emailed TT asking for money, and then she said her phone broke and she couldn't get on YouTube, but she had her laptop. She was, you know, going on, I'll go live and show my laptop. Also, why that was literally what, I don't know, 6-7 weeks ago, whatever. So why a couple of weeks ago, when her phone broke and she's having to have the murderer sat next to her to share everything, well, where's her fucking laptop now?
exactly, because she's got the murderer showing all the having to share the screen.
And she says that's why he's up there. I've got to have Dave up here to share things because I'm on this, you know, her phone's broken, she's on some other phone. So where's her laptop now that she was screaming she had a few weeks ago?
Yeah, because the phone she got fixed from that dodgy bill, her son smashed up again, and he smashed up the house, and she was waiting for the police. Now, what happened with that? And
The
also, that
picture,
phone wasn't even the phone.
no, the picture she put up of the smashed phone on her community wall, because where she put the receipt up a few weeks before to say that she'd needed something, it said on the receipt she had a Galaxy Note 10. And when she put the picture up of the smashed phone that her son had smashed, that wasn't a Galaxy Note 10, the picture.
No.
she obviously just fucking Googled a picture of a smashed phone. But it wasn't
Yeah,
even the
yeah,
phone
she
that she
did
said
lie
she had.
about her age as well.
So I mean with her whole life is a lie. You
Yeah,
know, that whole thing the other week, and I'm just going to be blatantly honest now, that whole thing the other week with her suspected heart attack, that did come out of her mouth, that she said she had a suspected heart attack, and that she needed CPR. Well, now she's saying that she had a faint pulse and she was shallow breathing. No one is going to do CPR on a person that's got a faint pulse and that's breathing.
yeah.
You would be told by a 999 operator, you would be told to put her in the recovery position. There's no way. I don't care that he would not have been told to do CPR. But
No.
I think she smoked too much crack and she thought she was having a heart attack, so she called an ambulance. That's what I think
Yeah,
happened. Because the night before, when she was live on the Saturday night, I messaged London saying she needs to put the crack pipe down
yeah.
because she was off her face. So that's what I think happened. But there's no way that she had CPR done. And there's no way she was taken into that hospital for a suspected heart attack. She wouldn't have been sat in A&E. She would have been in resus. And then she wouldn't have been gone. She said on the Saturday night she went up to a ward and was put in a side room, and that's where she went live for the hour and 45 minutes. Now,
Exactly.
not one time in that hour and 45 minutes did a nurse go in and do her obs, which they'd have been doing every 15 minutes, especially if it was for a heart. But she,
Yeah,
in the live in the morning, the 12-minute live when she had her camera on, the green bags, this is another thing she's been arguing. The green bag she had on her lap was her medication. And you get that when they're going to discharge you.
yeah.
So when she was sat there waiting, and she said on the 12-minute live, I've got to go, because they were coming to discharge her. Because it's a nightmare in the hospital. You have to wait ages for your medication.
Yeah. And
That
also,
green bag would not have been given from a paramedic. They don't
no,
carry those on a fucking ambulance. They haven't got room to carry bags like that.
and they don't give out medication in an ambulance. What
No,
ambulance, packs away some medication and gives it to the fucking patient? It doesn't happen. And when she had that piece of paper on her lap,
the ECG, yeah.
you get that when more or less when you're going to be discharged as well, to even maybe take to your doctor for your own records. If she had ongoing treatment, that piece of paper would have been in her file, in her medical file, for the other doctors to have seen it. They wouldn't have just given it to her willy-nilly. And she
No.
had them shitty fucking bottoms on. And the slipper things. Now, wouldn't she have been in a gown? She would have been
Absolutely.
put, yeah. She
If
would have
they're about
been
to do
for the hospital
CPR, they
staff.
don't, they don't, it's not, if you've got to have CPR, it's not like a pleasant thing when they say, oh, can you just move your t-shirt? They'd have like literally probably had to rip her fucking clothes off to get to put the things on her while they're doing the CPR to work out what the fuck's going on. So she'd have been in a gown. She wouldn't have been sat in A&E. And then one thing she did, so when she went live the other day and she was trying to re-say the story, because obviously people were calling out saying, but you went live on the Saturday night from the side room. Now, she said on that live the other day, she went up onto a ward and she was in a bay with 6 other beds in it. So her story's now changed. She wasn't in the side room, she was on a bay, but that live she did, when she said she was in the side room, you didn't hear a fucking squeak you didn't hear machines beeping, you didn't hear anything.
No. And I know, even from a side room, it's noisy as fuck.
Yeah.
Noisy as fuck. She would have been like having the obs done the whole hour and a half, not once. And at the end, she said, "Oh, I've got to go because the nurse is coming in to do my obs in a minute." So she lied then about the whole. Now she's changed it. She was in her house, but at the time, did she not realize that people were fucking listening?
No. But
I
she's
mean,
that cocky that she thinks she can lie about something that you've heard. She thinks she could, and it was frustrating the other day because obviously I was blocked, so I couldn't go in a chat, and no one. Well, no, that Gemma went in and she was asking, and then
yeah,
replay was getting more and more fucking flustered. But one of the other things she said that she had fish and chips in the hospital.
yeah,
she,
yeah. Because
you,
one of
if
them
you're going in for a suspected heart attack, you'd be nil by mouth. They wouldn't give you anything to eat because they might need to take you down for surgery to put a balloon in or to, for one of your arteries or something. She would have been nil by mouth. She
yeah,
wouldn't have been allowed any food. And who would want to fucking eat? If you've had a suspected heart attack and you've had to have CPR done on you, you ain't going to want to eat fucking fish and chips.
and got 2 broken ribs.
She said that they gave her Oromorph for the broken ribs. Here in the UK, the most they would have given her would be paracetamol, maybe codeine if she was lucky. But she said this herself, that she's an ex-addict. No hospital is going to give an ex-addict Oromorph. It's never going to fucking happen. And for something like that, you wouldn't. The only time I've known someone have Oromorph was in their end of life care for cancer. An old neighbour of mine, and she had it then. They're not going to give you fucking Oromorph for cracked ribs.
No,
They're not. And she said that was another lie because she said, oh, the Oromorph wasn't working. So she went back to the doctor and the doctor gave her tramadol. Well, Oromorph's stronger than tramadol.
I know.
So why are you going to say the Oromorph doesn't work? It's liquid morphine, but the doctor's going to give you tramadol. It's just complete shit.
And what GP is going to say, "Oh yeah, I think you need an X-ray," and arrange it with the hospital? It doesn't work that way.
No. She kept going on about she went for the chest X-ray. This is another thing. In the UK, if you get taken into A&E for anything, it doesn't matter what it is, even if it's a broken ankle or whatever, bang to the head, they will do a chest X-ray. Everybody gets chest X-rayed. It's just something they do.
Yeah.
So she wasn't getting a chest X-ray because she had broken fucking ribs. She was just getting one because that's procedure. When you go into A&E, they have to give you a chest X-ray. So the things she's tried to turn it all into this bullshit lie, and
Yeah, and then
anyone with an ounce of common sense can look at that and just be like, that's not how things go.
no, and then it's true, and like even after when she's showing, that nasty, dirty kebab thing that she was going to be eating after. Now, still, it was early days. You're not going to be eating that way. You it none of it.
And the weekend after the suspected heart attack, she's on YouTube saying she's babysitting her granddaughter. Who's going to leave? I'm sorry, who's going to leave a little girl with a child with someone that had to have CPR the week before? It's not going to fucking happen.
Exactly. She can't pick her up. How's she going to do nappies or whatever? You know what I mean?
She's got broken ribs. Like,
pick them up.
It's wild that it's the way that that whole thing of the lies about it. It's the fact that she thought she could get away with that and people would believe it. It's obviously opened a lot of people's eyes, and I think, like for us, when the Dave thing happened and she was saying one thing to us and one thing to everyone else, it was then that everything else unraveled, and it was like, shit, if she's lying about that, then she's been lying about this as well.
Yeah.
And it is just, her whole life is a lie. You just can't, she'll even things she'll go on about it. She's been in prison, and she'll say, oh, but it's a spent conviction. If she's been in prison for what she says she's been in prison for beating up a bloke, any violent offence, which that would be violent, your record is never spent. It will always be on your record. If that's what you've been done for, it never becomes spent. So if she has been to jail, then it's not for what she said she's been there for.
No, because she told me a whole different reason. Yeah, and then she changed it.
Yeah. I think she was probably remanded. She got found in a crack house. She was remanded for a few weeks, and then she got released. But she's then, and I don't know why someone would want to lie about it, because it's not. Why would you want to lie about being in fucking prison? It's ridiculous. But yeah. she wants to play this, big bad replay.
Yeah, like people are going to be
bullshit. The stuff she used to say in that group, honestly, the stuff she used to say about people and who she knew, and it was like, well, if that was the case, you wouldn't be telling us lot about it. It was just, it was just lie after lie.
And it became almost like a character. It was clearly just no substance to it, and just her big mouth. And she was always and she was never going to get involved in arguments or fights. It's not her fight. It's not her fight. But when she did have the fight, which was with us, where the fuck was she? Not to be seen. She wouldn't give us a link. She wouldn't do her fucking thing. So exactly, Jill. It complete Jackanory, and it's like we have it in messages, and mostly on voice messages when she's had a few drinks, and she's the only one who finds herself fucking funny.
Yeah, and she got in the group. She was getting drunk more. Now it's like she's getting high. But she's not. But in the group messages a year ago, I mean, she was drinking port at 10 o'clock in the morning, but she'd won from her kid's raffle. And it's like, even if you're doing that, why the fuck are you telling people like it's funny or it's clever? A Friday morning, she's gone to drop her kid off at school, and they've given her a bottle of port because she won it on the school raffle. Yeah. And by 10 o'clock, she's drank that at home and she's pissed. It's just, but she thought that was like, she thought it was funny, and she thought it somehow made her big and clever, and it's just embarrassing. Yeah, she even put a picture in the group chat, the fucking port bottle, and it still had the raffle ticket stuck to it. And it's like, what are you doing?
I know.
It's embarrassing.
And it was a case of what the fuck is going on with her. But then it was the whole different side thing with Dave. So it was like we had to do what we had to do. And she didn't do right by the community by, dropping it the way she should have. She was a true crime fucking channel. It's good that she fucking, she had it on her lap. All she had to do was a fucking community post, do a few messages, warn some of the creators. If it comes in your chat, it's not, that's what we was thinking, getting ready for something like that. But then that's it, you know, to then just run away and not deal with it, but then have him still as your mod and your best friend. That's fucking weird. Who would want a wife killer near them, or even say that they would invite him round to their house and invite him to their family? What the
I'll
fuck?
pay for the ticket. I'll pay. Here, replay. I'll pay for his ticket to come and stay with you. If you're that confident about having him in your fucking house around your family. Because not anyone that supported him last year when it all came out, not one of them people have given a fucking second thought for his victim. None of them. You know, and they're, oh, it's 27 years ago. I don't fucking care.
No.
He stabbed a woman in the back 9 times in front of their 2-year-old daughter.
Exactly.
Why would you want someone like that around you? Because you don't go from that to being a pillar of the fucking community.
No, absolutely not. And I've seen some of the fucking shit he puts in the chats now, where he's still going at women, finding himself funny, and he's still, you know, with sexual innuendos, age innuendo, like putting women down. But they all fucking know.
Mm.
Do they find it funny? Do they find it a thrill flirting with the fucking murderer? Because it seems like that's what it is.
I don't understand it. And I've said this before. There's women who have claimed to have been through domestic violence that will sit in a chat and say hello to him and send him love hearts. And it is sick. It's
Yeah,
like, what the fuck? If
I
you've
know.
been through that and you managed to get out of it, that fucking poor woman didn't. And you're sat sending him hearts in a fucking chat knowing what he did.
Yeah.
It's fucking disgusting.
And not only that, but it's like he's followed me to another community. He's, you know, he's fucking, he's seriously creepy. Like, not just creepy, but fucking dangerous, quite clearly. He's fucked up.
And he thinks he's gonna fucking hold my addiction over my head, call me a smackhead, and you know, she was probably doing this and do it. Well, if addictions come up, I've been honest in chats about my addiction, and he's not going to
Yeah.
use it as something to threaten me with. It's not going to happen. I'm stable now. I'm doing all right. So I don't give a fuck. Call me a smackhead. I've been called a lot fucking worse. You're a murderer, mate. Just.
I know. And he had like the stinky shithole flat.
Oh, I can't believe it's still on his fucking channel. That poor dog. All it had to play with is a dirty fucking sock.
Oh.
I don't understand why people would. Well, I mean, obviously now some people supported him because they didn't like who was calling him out. So it wasn't even about, but that's what happens on here. You know, it wasn't about what he'd done. It was about, well, oh, we don't like the people that are calling him out, so we're going to support him, which is
Yeah.
fucked up.
And if she truly was an addict, and he's going at you for being an addict and other people he used to, she quite happily just sits there and doesn't say shit. And he feels comfortable saying what he's saying. Now, if they were that close, she would say, hey, you know,
Yeah.
excuse, you know, you're putting me down. Like, what you're saying about them is the same, you know, is what you're saying to me. But that discussion never was brought up, you know, and that's why you just know that she's either scared to say something to him,
Well,
or
she probably, it's probably mostly, well, I'm sure, I know, no, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that she has got addiction issues. I don't believe that she was an addict in the way she says she was an addict, like 16 years ago. And all. I don't believe it.
I
Because
think
in that group,
definitely crack.
she avoided talking with me about certain things because she knew I knew. So there were certain things she couldn't say about that because I'd be like, well, no, that's not how it goes. So she avoided certain things. And hearing her now, you know, you can hear it. when someone's using, other addicts will know, you hear them. If they have a crack pipe, their
Yeah, we
voice
heard it.
changes. We heard her, and then I've heard literally, and it like, I was like, fuck yeah, that's you. Your voice changes from you talking, having a pipe, and then talking again. You can hear it in her voice.
Yeah, because I heard the lighter for one, then
Yeah,
I heard like the chink, and then you could tell like it went quiet, but then when she came back, she was still like from inhaling. Now she said she had a vape and all that. Now when she was with us, she didn't vape.
no.
So like that's like another cover that if anyone's heard a inhale something, it's gonna be that. No, we heard a fucking lighter. What vape has a lighter?
Yeah, and there's a noise that other people they'd recognise. It's you just know, when you've done it yourself. And she tries. It's just there's so many lies, and it just everything. Her whole existence. I don't understand the point of her existence on YouTube because it's all a fucking lie, all of it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I might have a little bit of respect for her if she came out and was like, yeah, do you know what? I fucking did lie, but she won't. She'll dig her fucking heels in, and she'll say that we're wrong, and she'll say that her husband was told to do CPR when she was breathing and had a pulse. And all anyone's got to do when they listen to her, just use fucking common sense, and you hear it all.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit.
Yeah. And now, like, knowing that she's been contacting people on the sly with emails, giving them sob stories, and
Mm-hmm.
then on the side they're calling her out, but they're not properly calling her out. And she comes out with the same rhetoric, but then contradicts herself again. Like, how does she think she's gonna stay? And what the fuck is she gonna be offering?
I used to wonder why she kept certain people around, and now as time's gone on, and I found things out, and it was all because it was certain people giving her money and buying her shit. That's why she was keeping certain people around. And she was telling this person one thing, and she did it with us. When all this happened, she tried to keep us away from Laurie. She was desperate for us not to talk to Laurie, because as soon as we did talk to her, it was like, oh, well, she said this to me, or she said this to me, and she tries to keep everyone apart. She tries to play everyone off against each other, but keep them all a bit separate, because she knows as soon as they come together,
Yeah.
then they'll all, realise that she's been lying. But it was a step too far with that thing the other weekend about the secret. It was just disgusting. Who lies about that? Who lies about their daughter finding them blue lipped? That was
Yeah.
her words. She was blue lipped. Her daughter found her. That's fucking disgusting. She, oh, my husband gave me CPR. No, he fucking didn't. 100% he didn't.
Jess, she said that she was she's been in prison and she's a drug addict. Like, she said that she was addicted to heroin and crack.
Mm.
She wouldn't inject, but she would do it the other way. And she's also said that she was arrested in a crack house, and that she escaped out of a window with handcuffs, and then the police or something. There was some dodgy story there. But then, but yet she's been married for fucking I don't know how many years, and you think, well, where was he?
Exactly. Where, so if her husband's had to do CPR and her daughter's found her, but she's going live from a hospital, And wouldn't your husband and your daughter be fucking right there by your side?
Yeah.
And the last thing you want to do in that situation is fucking go live. But she saw it as an opportunity. She was like, right, I'm in hospital. Because she'd lied so many times about being in fucking hospital. You know, she's she's had blood clots. She's had fucking pneumonia. It's still bullshit. But she was actually sat in A&E that morning. So she saw that as a fucking opportunity to be like, right, I can prove I'm in hospital, but I'm gonna say it's for something more than what it is, and made out she'd had a heart attack.
Yeah. Yeah, because on that thing it said that she had a fast heartbeat. So it contradicted what she said she was in there for.
Mm-hmm.
So that in itself doesn't make sense. And the other hospitals stay when we knew she wasn't in hospital, and yet she was in every chat. She said, I've been off YouTube. That is a famous fucking saying. I ain't been on YouTube. I ain't been on. She's she's watching fucking everything. That was her life. She would wake up, YouTube, until she went to bed. YouTube. That's why when she does lives, you hear the husband shouting and calling her a cunt. Because she's probably left the place dirty, fucking no dinner done. You know, and she always says, oh, she's doing the dinner. She's never doing a fucking dinner.
Oh, it's a thing, and she'll be in chat. Oh, I can't be in chat because I'm doing dinner, and she's fucking never out the fucking chat. And she did it, I think, a few months ago when she said she was in hospital, probably for that blood clot or pneumonia, whatever one it was. And I saw her in someone's chat, and she was saying that she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm in hospital now, so I can't chat much." But she was in the chat, and then she said, "Oh, the nurse is coming now to take my blood." And it's like, you sick fuck. You're sat in your bedroom at home pretending that you're in fucking hospital.
Yeah. And
it's crazy when you actually think about it.
Yeah, it is. It's really hard. Like when we knew that she wasn't in hospital and she was making out that she didn't have her charger, like, and then all of a sudden the nurse broke the charger.
That was
and it was changing, and then suddenly she was home, and then she was straight in the drama. Like, she never. Who would go straight on YouTube even in the hospital? You just don't. There's no
You're
part
lucky
of
to
her
get
life
signal
that's
in the hospital. In the hospitals here, you're lucky to get signal. Like, it's shit for Wi-Fi. There's just no signal. You're lucky to get it. There's no way you can sit live for an hour and 45 minutes. No way.
Yeah, because it constantly cuts off. And then you have to it's true, the hospital Wi-Fi is shit. But that constant, like, she's always in chats, and like now with Lycan and up his arse.
Oh my God. And she even lied about that. She even lied and said that she'd never been part of the Legion or whatever. And then when they made up a couple of months ago, I think it was, he went up on her panel briefly, and she was like, "Oh, I've never been," and he was like, "Yeah, you were a member on mine a couple of years ago." Even like, why are you lying about that? And there was something about her birthday being the same as his.
Yeah,
I
she
think
was
it was
desperate for it to
Christine
be
that
the
said,
same.
yeah. And then it turned out it wasn't. Like, why are you lying about that? I mean, she lied about her age as well. She probably lied about when yeah, God knows.
Yeah, she's lied about a lot, like not going at Dave, but yet she sent me the screenshots of his number, that she was investigating his name. She wanted to make sure it was his name 100%. That, she wanted his address.
Yeah.
She wanted a lot of fucking stuff that he don't he don't know.
And she see even that, but even when she sent us the court documents, she lied because she said, and there's a voice note, still got the fucking voice note, and she said, "Oh, go click on that link, and that takes you to, I think it was the case mine, it was called his whole court documents." She said, "Click on that link, and it will take you to them, but tell me when you've read them so I can log out because you're logged in under my account." I was
Yeah.
like, "What the fuck?" And she said, "Oh, because," so she said that she had this Facebook page for true crime and stuff. And she said,
Mm.
she said because she had that Facebook page, she could get into these court documents. Well, so when I clicked on it and looked in it, it says you can sign up for a 7-day free trial be able to get everyone's court documents. So she didn't have a special thing to be able to get these things because of her Facebook group. That was a fucking lie. And she lied for weeks about getting his criminal record. Oh yeah, I can get his criminal record because of this Facebook group. And
Mm.
that's what she kept using. I'll wait till I get his criminal record. Well, that never
Yeah.
happened because you can't get his fucking criminal record. What? Because
No.
you've got a Facebook page. Like,
Yeah. And it's like, what I want to clear up as well is that she mentioned in a community post about me, and she said a fellow creator. Now this guy was fucking Outlander, and
yeah,
he was creepy as fuck. And I had noticed he was saying some really bad shit about us as like the women mods, and also Jessie, like Jess's mods and Jess. And I was seeing him like in all of, he was going in Lycans, fucking Auntie Side Eye, all of them. And I was watching him, and I noticed that it was getting quite threatening and like fucking weird. And that he wanted to, like, one of the things he said was that he wanted to break a bottle and insert it in like one of us as the woman, like one of the mods. And he was saying really fucking weird shit, and it was getting worse and worse. So I took it to replay, and I said, "Look, he's fucking dodgy." She said, "Could you find out his name?" Blah blah blah. I said, "Yeah, he always says his name." So I put his name in on public information because he had like a music thing. It had his name and like the address or whatever. And so I gave it to her. And that's when she did that threatening live, when she said, "I know who you are, I know where you are." And she chose to do that threat. I didn't, I gave her the information. I didn't give a fucking shit. He was fucking weird, and it was public information. I didn't do anything dodgy. And she's trying to say something about a minor. I ain't got
yeah,
a clue what she's on about. Yeah, he had a daughter, but she was 16 at the time, and I didn't even bring her up.
no.
So
So yeah, that
she's the one
little,
that did that threat when she was drunk, and Sally Ann calling the police on her and
yeah,
everything, and her having to apologize. I didn't do any. I just wanted to know if, this fucking bloke, it was fucking weird. Him saying that shit. Yeah, I want to know where the fuck he is.
exactly. And
I,
she's
I
been,
I don't care. It's like, yeah, I did that, but I've got the messages of her asking me, "Can you
hmm
find him?"
and we've got the messages after of what other people did with that about um the murderer trying to find his, looking on Google Maps to find his fucking house and all that shit. So
Mm. Yeah, and he was getting that outline. He was getting really more like cocky and threatening, and it just, that's what made me like watch him, because it, like, some of it was, and he would say really weird shit as well, of like things he wanted to like do, and it was just so fucking messed up. And they would all go quiet and not say anything, but yet he would then turn it that that's what he would want to do to like the other mods, as in us, like, because at the time replay was, she was against him as well. And I noticed certain names that he said, and that's what made me think to watch it. But she can't threaten me with shit, because I then have where Dave's fucking Googled where he's lived, got the address thing. She's
Yeah.
done another thing on him in the chat, and even fucking Kraft has.
Yeah.
So when she acts all fucking innocent, and she hasn't done anything wrong and everything else, she's just as fucking dodgy.
And this whole thing she's been saying about she doesn't go back. She doesn't go back to people. Or she won't. Yes, she fucking does. Like Sally Ann. Sally Ann called the police on her live on YouTube when they hated each other. Her and Angela didn't get on, and she went back to Angela. She went back to LMP. She does go back. She tries to make out like, oh no, I just keep it moving forward. No.
Yeah.
Even that's bullshit.
Yeah, it is.
Because hopefully now no one will fucking have her back. And that's why she won't be able to go back.
But I don't think, like, there's nothing else in her life. She's got nothing. She never used to go out.
No.
She never used to do anything.
It's this. She'd constantly like watch things, and she'd say things about stuff she'd watched, but then she'd come on YouTube and say that she hadn't been on here. Oh, I haven't been on YouTube, but in the chat, there's just like she's telling us everything about everyone's lives, and she still does it now. Oh, I haven't been on here, I've been in hospital. All of that bullshit, and then she knows everything that's been going on.
Yeah.
And her latest thing, this whole thing of going legal. Well, she voiced her opinion on Jess's situation, and how what Jessie was so terrible, but now suddenly she thinks she can go legal. Well, she hasn't got. I hope she tries, because she hasn't got a leg to stand on. No one's done anything to her that that she could get us done for, and the fact that she's been calling the fucking police about YouTube shit. She's wasting resources for what? For people telling the truth. She can't go fucking legal against any of us.
I know, what the fuck? Imagine the phone call. Oh, hi, the police I'm phoning because of YouTube. I'm scared that they're going to release some messages and screenshots of all the shit I've been saying over the years. I mean,
is it all that is so? Yeah, we've got. Yeah, I've still got all the fucking chats, but I don't want to fucking release any of that shit. She's yeah, we've done this tonight just to fucking lay it all out and go, yeah, lie, but she's doing a very good job herself of showing what a fucking lie she is, especially lately. She's doing a fine job herself.
I mean, we got loads more. Like, there's more that could be said, done, shared, etc. But it's like we're making it relevant to the point of what's been going on like lately, and how everyone else has been seeing these fires, and it's like it's comparable, and we know exactly that how we've been watching them, especially the hospital, and how things work here, that it just does not work that way. You would not be put in a side room that quickly from ward, especially if she has nothing like a sickness bug or direct. She wouldn't have been put in that side room for a start, and then to have been put in there and just been left alone for hours.
But all she's got to do is put those fucking 2 lives back up. Put the hospital live where she turned her camera on, and the live she did after that. Put them back up, replay, and that'll clear it all up of exactly when because you're saying you didn't go fucking live on the Saturday night, and you did. So put it back up and prove. If you've got nothing to hide, why take it down in the first place? Because when that Gemma went into her chat the other night, she said herself, she said, well, go back to the start of this and go and listen to my other lives. Well, she's fucking taken them all down. So people can't listen to them. Why take it down? Because it's fucking lies.
I know. And how many of her lives did she take? So many of them.
She can't stand by her own bull. She can't. She's got nothing to stand by because it's all bullshit, all of it. And
Yeah.
you know, this shit's been going on for a year with like, you know, with us and her. And
And
neither of we had no intention of starting a channel. Never. That's never what I came to YouTube for. But with what's been happening with her, and it's like, you know, when this all happened with Dave, you know, Laurie had us up on panel, Jess had us up on panel, you know, and people were kind enough to do that, and people have offered, but you almost don't want to take her shit to someone else and like them have to then put it on their
yeah,
channel. So we came to the decision, right, let's just we'll just do it ourselves. But this was never our intention. But
I
it's
know.
just she hasn't stopped for the last year. She's still doing the same shit. So it's like, well, all right, now you're going to be fucking called out for it.
Exactly. And we only had to do those panels because LMP would jump up on them. That's why. It's like she would jump up, come out with a load of bullshit, and we would only jump up to say, no, 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 this is how it happened. We would never have done those panels had it
Like,
not been for Laurie's was different because Laurie, she clocked that something was, you know, it had happened. And Sarah dropped us, like, she rage quit anyway. But it just, I didn't want to do those panels. But because LMP being pissed and coming out with bullshit, I didn't want to look like I was some kind of liar.
no,
And
no.
as much as she did that, you know, we were still fucking there for her.
That dragged on for months. And it was just I mean, she's very similar to replaying the big dramatic lies that she'd message us, and it'd be this big dramatic thing had happened, and you know, people dying or people, you know, and it's just, and then we spent hours talking to her, and
Yeah,
that really annoyed me when she, you know, when she went back to Sarah, she made out like we'd stopped her going on panels. Well, no, she'd begged us. When she'd speak to us, sometimes she'd ring in the morning when she was sober, she would beg us to stop her going on panels. Please don't
yeah,
let me, you know, but then she'd get pissed and jump up on everyone's fucking panel. And then
yeah,
when she went back to Sarah, we were suddenly turned out to be like, oh, we'd tried to stop her, we'd tried to silence her. It was like, no, we were just doing what she asked us to fucking do. You
I
know,
know, I
tried
know,
to, I tried to get her help, and she's obviously not ready for it. But she's
no.
she knew what she was going back to with Sarah. She went back to Dave, so get on with it.
Yeah,
She,
she made a deal with Dave.
yeah.
That's why she went back.
Hmm.
So that was weird. Yeah, Zero Jules. Yeah, when she went on that hospital live, she straight away dropped her PayPal link for drinks and bits from the hospital, like for snacks. Now this is when she was first like in that picture with the shitty trousers and that. She straight away dropped all her links for donations. And then she done a few hours later, she done that second live with like the links again. So every time she's gone in hospital, she's dropping links for, she said, for bits and bobs. Now what grown woman don't even have a handbag anyway, that they wouldn't even have all their shit in their bag, that they need the green medical bag.
See, that was the other thing.
That's why it's medicines.
But even when she tried to explain that green bag away and say that the paramedics gave to her to put her vape and her phone charger in, well, if you've been found at home unresponsive and you've needed CPR, what you're telling me just before you get in the ambulance, you're going to be like, oh, I need to grab my vape and my phone charger.
I
It,
know.
you'd be out of it. So even
Yeah,
the fact she's saying she needs a bag for that shit, but that green bag, here's her medication bag. No paramedic would give her that green bag to put her own shit in. That's what you get when you're getting discharged. They'll give you your medication.
Yeah, and if she's married, why isn't the husband taking up all the shit? Like, why isn't he taking her drinks and whatever? You'd say you can't put that out on the internet begging for stuff.
No,
When
she
you
wanted
look
she
like
wanted, she wanted juice and stuff, and it's like you get everything you need in hospital. You'll
yeah,
get fed. You'll get, if you want to take off it, you'll get you don't need money. And but this is her thing of, well, it's not a scam. It is a fucking scam. When you're telling people you're in hospital when you're not, and you're asking, and you're putting community posts up asking for money, even first thing on a live, oh, if you want to buy me a coffee, there's my link. It's like, yeah,
yeah,
and then you'll give some big fucking sob story as to why you need the money. So yes, you are scamming people. That
mm,
is a fucking scam because you're lying. She doesn't. She thinks she's found this little loophole that she doesn't actually put a PayPal fund up. It doesn't matter. You're still fucking scamming people. And she's been doing it. People have said it. Luther's come out. I've seen her comments that Sarah was asking her, Replay was asking her for money.
yeah, and
And there's a lot of others as well. She's not the fucking only one.
no, and hearing as well that the mods now, they were trying to tell her about blocking us and everything out the situation, and they knew even then she was lying about just those kind of things. So what else has she been lying about? So more's to come out, but yet they're all sitting on their hands or biting their tongue.
I
And
don't understand it. She's certain people obviously aren't supporting her because they haven't been around, but none of them are calling her out. It's just like, how is it okay for her to get away with lying about a fucking heart attack and CPR? It that's She can't get away with that shit. That's fucking disgusting.
I
No, how
know,
many people know someone that's lost someone from a heart attack, and there she is fucking lying about it?
I know.
Uh,
And then you get the others still supporting her, or they're gonna still accept her or whatever, without calling her out. And
no.
I don't know.
I just want her to fuck off. I just don't want to. I just. And she's tried calling other people out for the shit that she's doing.
She's done
That's the
worse.
thing as well. She's tried to stick her nose into things that she doesn't fucking know and she's wrong about. But what she's calling people out for is exactly what she's been doing. But we just wanted to come on it and just be like, right, this, just lay it all out, because it's got, there's only so much you can put in a chat,
Yeah,
and she's continued to bring us up. So
yeah. And she's not blocked. She's been more than welcome to come in and chat.
she's never been blocked. She's never been blocked on WhatsApp. She's never been blocked on anything. She could have
No.
contacted us at any fucking time, but she hasn't, because she can't. Because she can't. She's got nowhere to go with us, because we've seen it for fucking what it is. There's nothing she can say that can convince us any other than she's been lying. So
Yeah. And her backtracking that, oh no, it's not a suspected heart attack, then why is it on the first fucking thing she puts on an ECG?
it was her words, a suspected heart attack.
Yeah,
And that's another thing. It wouldn't be, if you're in fucking hospital, they can find out if you've had a heart attack, but they can do a blood test to find out for certain heart attacks. The doctor's not going to say to you all day on Saturday a suspected heart attack. They would know whether you've had one or not. But
exactly.
she keeps saying, I never said I had a heart attack. You said you'd had a suspected heart attack and you'd had to have CPR.
Yeah,
You and now you're saying that you had a faint pulse and you were shallow breathing. So that no 999 operator would have told her husband to do CPR. There's nowhere for her to go with this. She's fucking lied. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no, oh no, but they did tell my husband that. No, they fucking didn't. No, she's lied. She's got nowhere to go with it. So if people want to fucking support that, go ahead. Just know what you're getting yourself into with her.
Exactly.
Yeah, we just wanted to come on and just put it all out there. You know, especially now other people are seeing shit, and you know, she's continued to bring us up for a year, and we've sat back and said very little. But enough's enough now.
Yeah, Jess, I think, yeah. Any little things, and she's using that as an excuse to grift, but the constant begging for electric that just wouldn't have happened. You know, it's situations where it's like she's trying to fool the American audience. That's what, you know, but yet.
Her going to TT with the, oh, my electric's going to get shut off. It
Yeah.
wouldn't. You know, then there was that whole thing, oh, but I've used all my emergency credit. It doesn't matter. If you'd have phoned the electric company and said she's got a minor child, she's admitted herself she's on disability.
Yeah.
So they would have put money on her meter for her. They would not have left her with nothing. And, you know, and then it was the whole phone thing. It was just all of it was bullshit. And I don't know.
Yeah, and I think we've, you know, like going to TT with the electric, like she would go to the American, she wouldn't have gone to Sally Ann or, you know, an English grade. She knew, like, and then it just came out that TT did the community, you know, it backfired on her.
Yeah, she wasn't expecting TT to go public with it.
No.
Because then obviously everyone would say, no, that's not how it works here.
Exactly. Like, she, you know, she tried scamming her too and put her in an awkward position. But then, yeah, in a mod chat, she wouldn't even trust any of the American mods.
No, she didn't want any of them in the chat. She just wanted us from the UK.
Yeah.
And I don't like, I don't get it. Why not? Why does it have to just be a fucking UK chat? It's ridiculous.
I know, because I was really surprised at the time Baroness wasn't in. I was like, why isn't Baroness? No.
Yeah. Because I mean, that's what, you know, she loves to come up on here and say how she adores everyone and she loves everyone. They're like a fucking family. It's like, come on, but you adore people on YouTube.
Yeah.
I adore my kids, but you know, and I like some people that I've spoken to, but I don't adore anyone. She takes it. She'll go, and she used to say it to us all the time as well. Oh, you're like family.
Oh, that, yeah. Yeah, that's what I noticed in going back to the voice messages. It was always, yeah, you're my fam. And I hated that.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
fuck.
But she does it with people now, you know. She says, oh, I adore Sally Ann, or I adore this person. It's like, no, you fucking don't.
No, there's just it's like, what person, if they've been married 20 odd years, would go to the hospital and always be constantly alone, but yet their husband's in the house? Like, they don't take them up anything, like even like some new pajama shit.
Sit there in your fucking crackhead pajamas.
I mean, them pajama bottoms need a fucking thing on their own. It's like, what the fuck?
And it was so hot here that weekend. Like, it was so fucking hot, and she's there in like near pajama bottoms. It's mental.
I know, but then I don't know. Like, to be that blind as well. Like, she really, that's why she doesn't think people are going to see it for, you know, how it fucking is.
No.
And I give it to Pesky. Pesky was calling her out.
Yeah, I think, the thing she, you know, the shit she pulled the other week was a hospital, you know, and especially, I mean, but people who live here and know how, like, our hospitals work over here, You can't sit. I don't know anyone could sit there and say they believed it.
Yeah, exactly. And it just, like, I'm not going to be threatened in a post about something that she asked me to do. Sorry, not going to happen. There's nothing she can say that would ever scare me. Like, I don't know who she thinks she is, but she's fucking nothing. There's nothing she can say or do that would ever fucking affect me. But she's never been blocked from my phone. I've never blocked her from chat. Like, I don't block anybody. She's always, I even said I left a comment saying if she's got an issue to call me. She never fucking did. But yet she'll go on a panel and talk a load of shit and lie and not let us up.
I've just had enough of it now. And Dave can run around calling me a smackhead. It doesn't fucking bother me. The only thing that made me laugh was when he said about me being involved in illegal activity, which is just fucking hilarious coming from a convicted murderer.
I know, what the fuck.
But Dave, go at it. Fucking call me out for my addiction. I don't give a fuck. I'm stable. I know I'm good, so it doesn't affect me. I don't care. Call me whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't fucking care. At least I'm not a fucking murderer. I
whether it became secondary.
I haven't even been looking at fucking chat. I'm so sorry.
Oh. Yeah. Like, he used to say all that kind of weird shit. Shadow.
Yeah, he did. He's just disgusting. I don't know why anyone wants him around. I don't understand it.
Yeah. And it just, no, at least, like, hearing, like, Jess as well, I would think if you, like, made that live public, that would be great, because I would love to see that live where she's up on that panel and admits lying. Because she used to, like, twist it so many fucking times that but I think that live would just, be exactly.
Yeah, it would be interesting. She spun that whole situation so many different fucking ways.
Yeah, and it'd be like the kind of start of it as well that people can fucking see. So, like, if they continue to fall for her shit, then it's their own silly fault. Because it's not like enough people not saying anything. Oh, if it's on members as well, yeah, I might look.
Be interesting to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't know if it, like, even though it was on members, because I can look. Yeah, and Christine, I felt so dumb as well. And because you kind of, like, it's she had that.
I think we both did when. I know we did feel like I just didn't. I don't know. It was like when it all came to a head with her, and then it was like, oh my god, why the fuck have we been sat with her? And sort of even stuck up for her different places. And
I know, because because of her bullshit, it's like I went at Jill and Jess. It's like, what the fuck?
I know.
What was I doing? What the fuck?
So you get that group chat, and you get sucked into it, and then it becomes you. I remember saying things in there, and she'd shut me down on it, and then and afterwards I'm like, what the fuck? But that's not how I see it. But you almost go along with it just because everyone else is fucking going along with it, and it's mental.
I think it's like the moment we had that step back, and it's like, and we quickly sort of shook out of it, and it was like, yeah, we know that that's a load of bullshit.
Mm.
And sort of quickly made amends, and it's like got back on track, not gone back. But one thing she was obsessed with was shift, and I was going in shifts at the time, and when she started saying stuff, I didn't like it, and I stayed out of shifts for a bit, so then she wouldn't be on her. And that, to me, like, to have gone at someone like that, that was not fucking right. And she would come out with bullshit reasons.
Yeah, she
And
never actually gave like a legitimate reason why she didn't like her.
no. And
she even tried going out the other week, didn't she?
yeah, exactly. And none of it fucking even makes... Exactly, she don't even know shift. She hasn't even got the intelligence to understand, to even get shift's jokes. She's on a different fucking plane.
Oh, Laurie, oh my God, the CJ obsession. She honestly, just that was constant. And in the group, she'd be like, I'm going to go live every night. I'm going to make her cry. And she won't go live for a week because of all these different fucking reasons. And she's, even that hospital live, that was all she was on about CJ. Like, if you're in hospital and you've had a suspected heart attack and CPR, why the fuck are you worrying about CJ? Why are you going to sit there and she's got an obsession with going at her. It's weird.
Yeah, and that pissed me off. But then I went back, and it's like the people she has issues with, they're like non-existent. It's weird. And then yet she's sitting next to a fucking murderer. That is what I don't get.
No.
Like,
And then she'll excuse that. Well, a lot of them did though, fucking Sally Ann romanticising it, saying, oh, it was romantic that, she died in your arms. Fucking sick. That woman, like that poor woman lost her life. And you're sat there trying to make out like it's some love story. It's just, I
yeah,
don't, that was disgusting. None of them were given a second thought for his victim. And I know he's come on here and said he speaks to his kids. Bullshit. He don't speak to his fucking kids. There's no way.
yeah, and it just, she has no mum because of
No.
him.
And the little boy has no mum. The little boy
Exactly.
was upstairs. It's just, I just don't understand how people can throw him hearts in a chat and excuse it because it was 27 years ago. Doesn't matter how long ago it was. Doesn't matter. He did
No.
that. He's capable of that. So, and the thing is, because he got off on the technicality, and he did get off on a technicality, he didn't, like replays tried to say that he only got done for manslaughter or he served his time. He didn't fucking serve his time. He how he got away with murder, I'll never know because he's dumb as fuck. But obviously his solicitor and his brief got him off. But so he didn't serve his time. And if he had over
Yeah.
here, if he had served his time, he'd have probably, average sort of life sentence about 25 years. So likely he might have just got out of jail now or a couple of years ago. But he would have been on lifetime license under probation. So he wouldn't have been able to be on YouTube making threats and all that shit because he'd have been straight back into jail. But because he got off on that technicality, he's got away with all of that. So, but it doesn't matter if it was 27 years ago, he's capable of it. And if he's done it then, he can do it again.
Well, yeah, because in so much of the chats as well, that's why we was questioning him, because he was coming up with dodgy shit. So quite clearly, he's not done just that one off. Like,
No.
no way. Because I still want to know why were they going to court in the first place? Because that seems to be a big question. They weren't married. It wasn't a divorce proceeding.
She was trying to leave him.
Exactly.
She'd been to court. She was trying to stop him seeing the kid. And
or it could be something else.
Yeah, but
That's what I'm
they were
thinking.
at court so he couldn't see them fucking kids. And then he stabbed her in the back. So what was he so scared of coming out that was going to come out in court?
Exactly.
You know, when he did come on here and try and tell the fucking story of what happened, he tried to put all the blame on her and say she was cheating on him or something. So even if that was true, which I don't believe it was, it still doesn't make it right that you fucking killed her.
Stabbed her 9 times in the fucking back. And yet he
That
goes into a chat and then does all them stupid fucking jokes.
is disgusting. I don't. I keep
Yeah.
saying I don't understand how people can be all right with it. I don't. A woman lost her life. 2 kids lost their mum. You know, he'd even told us in the group that when he told us that his ex-wife was dead, or ex-partner was dead, before we knew, he told us that her mum had her ashes. He didn't have her ashes. So he tried to make out in the group like he was some sort of fucking victim because he didn't, oh, I don't even have her ashes. Her mum has them. So then
Yeah.
when we found out what had really happened, it was like, well, yeah, no wonder her mum's got them. But even that he tried to spin that, it's
But
just.
but everyone, like even Jura and like everyone else, knew like they thought from what he had said that he was a widow. So he was given this false narrative. Oh, poor me, I'm a widow. Oh, I miss, and he would have been married so many years or whatever. But all of a sudden, he had 2 different partners, and like the whole fucking thing changed. So who he was when he came into this community never existed.
No. No. And he's put himself in a predominantly women's community. Like that in itself should ring alarm bells. You know, why? Because and then the women that he's tried to build some sort of relationship with and take that friendship, whatever, offline, a lot of those women are vulnerable.
Yeah,
He's not on here to do anything good. So I don't know why anyone would want anything to do with him.
I know. I know.
It just doesn't make sense. Why?
I know. And he used to make jokes about killing women.
Mm.
And I was looking through, like doing this live, like I'm gonna put this out. Like when in that live that Sally Ann done after we got off the phone to replay and she went in and was acting a victim, he was in that chat and he makes a comment in that live and it fucking sickened me. He said, and this is fucking on the 16th of August in Saturday last year, he puts, God apparently gave women orgasms so they could moan even when happy.
Oh, it's just disgusting.
He's fucking sick. And that's when he knew he'd been found out what the fuck he was, but he was still going in them chats
Mm.
and saying shit like that. I've even make him joke about him being the most innocent man on YouTube. Laughing
Yeah,
emoji, laughing emoji.
he's disgusting.
Yeah, but if those women, they think, oh, it happened 27 years ago, they don't think he's not a sick fuck now.
Yeah, Laurie, that apparently was married because he in the group he sort of mixed in that story with the one with the one that he'd murdered, and it was sort of like a combination of the two stories. So when this all came out and he came on here and said, "Oh no, I did have another wife after her and she's now dead," I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a second. It's he's just trying to he was just trying to spin his fucking bullshit story.
Exactly. I know, because like this is comment there about he likes dong. There's a bit in LMP calls him out that she says she thought he was gay.
Oh yeah, in that the phone call.
Yeah, because he had the dude in the house.
I don't know what he is. All I do know is he's just sick.
Yeah,
That's all he
yeah,
is.
exactly. But following people to other communities, trying to get involved or whatever, he's involved in a lot of fucking shit with the laptops, and the police scanner in his house.
Mm. He tried in the group. One thing which was just a major red flag. He tried to get me to put my daughter in a certain server on Roblox because I said in the group something about her playing Roblox, and he tried to get me to put her in a certain server, and it was really weird because he played dumb when it comes to like his phone and stuff, and it made some like he didn't know how to mute his phone or some shit, and then he's talking about
Yeah.
different servers in fucking Roblox, and I was like, what the fuck? Obviously, never put my fucking daughter anywhere near it. I'm not fucking stupid.
Mm.
So it's not just the fact that, there's other layers to him why he just shouldn't be around women.
No fucking. He should have had his fucking throat slit in the fucking prison. That's what he deserved.
Oh yeah, he just he didn't serve his time though,
And he
he would have.
admitted he got off on a technicality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the other week when Replay tries to say that he'd been done for manslaughter and served his time, and then
Yeah,
he says no, he got off on a technicality. CPS, the Crown Prosecution Service, fucked up, and that's how he got out of prison.
yeah. And he explains it.
Mm.
So. And how he thinks he can still go bullying and saying shit at women all the time. Well, only fucking go at men.
Exactly, he won't. Exactly. Why is he in a predominantly women's community?
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think. But thank you to honestly, thank you to everyone who's been in here, because it's it's a bit fucking daunting doing this for the first time.
You done great, Solo.
But it's never was my fucking plan to do this, but
I know, it was hard.
no, everyone who's come in here, everyone who shared my community, but everything, just thank you. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just wanted to put it all out there.
Yeah, and have like the proper discussion rather than just briefly mention something and then quickly get derailed and change the situation, like the discussion. Yeah, she did. She was great.
Thank you, Savannah. Right, but it's been live for nearly 2 hours, so I'm going to end it.
Yeah.
It's 10 to 11 here. It's getting late. But yeah, thank you so much to everyone.
Yeah,
And
thank
obviously
you
thank you
everyone.
to you, London, for being here.
I'll always be here.
I know. I know, but thank you. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I will see everyone around.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks everyone.
Good night, all. Good night. Thank you.